So we actually had to fight as a defense to even put photos of the HLF's work. Like, it was so pathetic. The way the trial went out was they tried to block anything that showed the real picture of the truth. They brought pictures of buses being bombed and all those things happening in Palestine, which again had nothing to do with the Holy Land Foundation. Holy Land Foundation was a charitable organization. They donated books. They donated backpacks. There's so much evidence. They had pictures of every face of every orphan that was funded through the charity work. There was no playing around here. Everything was clear. And it came to a point where our own ambassador in Jerusalem, the United States ambassador, he came and testified, and he said, look, I was never told ever that it was illegal to give to these zakat committees that the Holy Land Foundation gave to. So our own personnel that we hire to represent the United States is saying this, but then they bring, anonymous witnesses into the case that say something else. And these individuals, number one, the public was not allowed to attend court those days, only immediate family. Number two, these individuals even admitted they had never even set foot in a zakat committee. So then how can you, give expert witness testimony on something you never even went into, you never even stepped foot into? So if the president of the United States is required, our president, to disclose who they are in order for the defense to be able to, cross-examine and do all those important parts of, what defense counsel does, then why would we allow people from another country to come in and, not follow the law? And I've said it before, when this was actually happening, I was taking government 2301, in 11th grade. And I remember my professor, he was saying, every United States citizen's rights. And I remember he said, you have a right to know who's giving counsel against you, testimony against you in a court of law. And I remember I went up to him after class. I'm like, that's really not true, because that didn't happen. It's not happening in my dad's case. And he tells me, no, that's absolutely impossible. That's completely against the law. And I'm like, well, it happened, so, and he almost didn't believe me until he saw it on the news.
There is a lot to get into with the trial, like you mentioned, Sister Sara. Sister Zuhaira, I'll let you, jump in as well. But yeah, to give, again, context to the audience, I mean, the defendants who are being tried, they consulted with the U.S. Treasury Department to assure compliance with all the laws governing nonprofit organizations. So they had already consulted with the government, sought compliance. In Israel, the Holy Land Foundation was affiliated with a legal Israeli-Palestinian charity that worked with the U.S. consulate in Jerusalem, as you mentioned, Sara, and the U.S. AID also donated to the same zakat foundations, as well as the UNDP and many others, like you mentioned, Sara. So, Sister Zuhaira, comment about this, and also the two anonymous witnesses that Sister Sara mentioned. One being, a secret witness from an Israeli security agency. So not even like a U.S. witness, but it's a U.S. is bringing forward the trial, but they're bringing in a secret Israeli secret agent from a secret agency. And the second expert witness was from the U.S. Treasury Department, Matthew Levitt, who actually had a history of saying, bigoted comments and was a speaker on multiple occasions for AIPAC. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I don't really want to repeat everything that Sara said, but basically, I mean, the whole trial was everything against what our justice system is about. I mean, the fact that they even got tried again, and the second time around, we had there was just something off. Like, the things that they were bringing had nothing to do with our dads. The videos that they would show about some suicide bombers they weren't even Palestinians, like, in the first place. Like, everything was so calculated on their end. It was just, for us, we thought, because we were so confident about it, to us, we laughed about it. Like, this is ridiculous. Who's going to fall for this? You know what I mean? None of this is supported by anything. And even the witness himself, Avi, to us, that was a joke. But of course, to the jurors, that it wasn't. I think at the end of the day, when you think about the whole, it just was a miscarriage in our judicial system.